Hi, my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. Today is January the 12th, 2025. I am recording this. I have not read it for myself. I've shared with you guys before that I don't always feel nudged to record and share these things, but for some reason, this piece from AstroButterfly today, when I saw it, it actually happened yesterday, but this is the kind of thing that lasts for 18 months. So the title of this one is North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, 2025 to 2026. And it begins on January 11th, 2025. We have one of the most important ingresses of the year. The lunar nodes switch axis, so the north node enters Pisces and the south node enters Virgo. North node in Pisces, and I'm probably going to murderize this. It's Latin, and I'm not all that great with it. Quo vadis domine, meaning, where are you going, Lord? Originates from Christian tradition, where Peter, after having a vision of Jesus carrying a cross on the road, decides to accept his fate, return to Rome, and face martyrdom. In the Quo Vadis novel by Henry, and I'll probably mess this up too, Sienkiewicz, the Latin phrase serves as a metaphor for the tension between personal survival, which is Aries, and selfless devotion, which is Pisces. The characters face moral dilemmas, choosing between love and belief systems, and in the process, they find their true purpose. Similarly, the departure of the North Node from Aries and its ingress into Pisces will bring us to a crossroads. Wow, and I've been seeing this quite a bit actually. We can no longer continue down the same path. We have to change course. Wow. The focus on the quote, me who's right, and the conflict has taken us as far as it can. Perhaps conflict is not the answer. Perhaps there's a different way forward. With the North Node in Pisces, pardon me, I've got a bit of a cold. With the North Node in Pisces, our mundane existence is no longer fulfilling. The realities we've clung to are no longer the answer. Instead, we yearn for something deeper, something more meaningful. We feel the call of the unknown, the temptation of the mysterious, the song of the mermaid, and we know we have to embark on a long journey to lose ourselves and find ourselves again. That's that quest that I've been on for several years now. The nodes spend 18 months in a pair of signs, bringing into focus the quote, unfinished business or lessons that need to be addressed within those signs. The role of the nodes is to rebalance what has become misaligned. They act as karmic recalibrators, helping us to restore equilibrium. The North Node amplifies, it lifts us up and propels us forward, pushing us to explore uncharted territory and grow. The South Node distills, it pares down to the essence, asking us to release what's been accumulated. Oh boy, there's been a lot of that going on too. Think of the North Node as an unripe, half green, half red tomato, full of potential and eager to mature. And think of the South Node as a sun dried tomato, its flavor concentrated, its lessons condensed, its work largely complete. North Node and South Node previous transits. Whenever the lunar nodes shift to a new axis, this dynamic of expansion, the North Node, and contraction, the South Node, highlights a specific area of life, inviting us to grow while letting go. When the lunar nodes are in Gemini and Sagittarius, which was 2020 to 2022, we had COVID and restrictions of movement, particularly in international mobility. That was the South Node in Sagittarius, as well as changes in how we conducted our everyday lives. That was the North Node in Gemini. The North Node inflates and the South Node deflates. The North Node is more and the South Node is less. So, with the South Node in Sagittarius, we had fewer flights, fewer long-term travel being a Sagittarius theme, and more couriers delivering takeaways in the neighborhood, which is Gemini. In early 2022, the lunar nodes moved into Taurus and Scorpio. The South Node in Scorpio brought us the energy crisis. Energy became scarce. As energy and shared resources are Scorpio themes, this scarcity naturally led to, quote, more Taurus or inflation. Taurus rules money and physical resources. Over the past 18 months, the nodes have been in Aries, the Aries-Libra axis. We've seen more Aries self-assertion, conflict, wars, and less Libra, which is diplomacy, cooperation, and peace. You've got the idea. The South Node often highlights an area of stagnation or overemphasis, something that has run its course, and the North Node brings in, quote, new life and finds a solution. That's how the lunar nodes work in tandem, always balancing, always recalibrating. Just because the North Node signifies more doesn't mean that it's inherently positive, just as the less of the South Node isn't inherently negative. More can mean more conflict, North Node in Aries, inflation, North Node in Taurus, or traffic, chaos, and Zoom, overwhelm, which was North Node in Gemini. If we really want to understand the nodes, we need to move beyond the simplistic North Node is good and South Node is bad paradigm. The lunar nodes are meant to work together. They complement each other. They cannot have one without the other. So, what can we expect from the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo? How will this new axis challenge us to recalibrate our focus and find balance? The North Node in Pisces, the divine promise. With the North Node in Pisces, we're drawn to go deeper, beyond the obvious. We truly want to understand what's behind all this. I came across a post on social media the other day where an entrepreneur was complaining that all the new business ideas they encountered at an entrepreneurship conference weren't serious. They mentioned that all new entrepreneurship projects were around divination, breathwork, astrology, crystals, coaching, and dismissed them as frivolous compared to, let's say, traditional brick and mortar or production type businesses. Oh boy, I'm telling you guys, I cannot tell you how synchronistic this is for today in particular. They mentioned, okay, that no, that I was just read that. These so-called woo-woo esoteric pursuits were being looked down upon as if they weren't real or valuable. However, these areas are important, and with the North Node in Pisces, they're likely to become even more significant. Just because something doesn't exist in a tangible form, and just because it's not fully understood, doesn't mean that it's not meaningful. And I want to say this, it also doesn't mean that it's not true. Your belief in something is not required in order for it to be true. That's a big, big, big part of all of this. So, back to the article here. Finding meaning in life is essential. Feeling fulfilled and connected to the universe is incredibly important. Searching for answers beyond what's visible or measurable is a fundamental human drive. Is there a danger of getting lost in Neptune's foggy illusions? Yes, of course. But not all those who wander are lost. And sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself. When the North Node is in Pisces, we are encouraged to take those mindless strolls into the unknown, to let our imagination seduce us and lead us to places we could never have dreamed of. The beauty of the nodes is their balance. This search for meaning is not, quote, just another dream. The South Node in Virgo's practicality will ground this journey, reminding us to build stepping stones over the water so that we can actually reach those mystical destinations. The South Node in Virgo clearing up the path. The nodes always work in pairs, so the South Node will work in tandem with the North Node. In Virgo, the South Node's focus will be to clear up the path so we can actually make progress and navigate effectively. Things get too foggy? South Node in Virgo will bring us vision glasses to cut through the haze. The sun is burning? South Node in Virgo will come up with a protection hat. Our dreams seduce us to cross the ocean. The South Node will help us build a boat or give us the means to buy a plane ticket to get to our destination. The South Node is also a point where we can easily get stuck. So, with the South Node in Virgo, it's important to recognize those areas where we're pedantic or overly fixated on doing things, quote, the right way, just because it's the way they've always been done. At its worst, South Node in Virgo is OCD, concerned more with, quote, preserving procedures than finding actual solutions. At its best, it's about being smart, adaptable, and practical, coming up with solutions and fixes that solve real world problems. Animated by a new Piscean vision, the South Node in Virgo's role is to adjust the systems and routines in our everyday lives and make the necessary changes to accommodate the higher purpose and dreams inspired by the North Node in Pisces. How would this work in Virgoan practical terms? For example, it might involve changes at work or at home, a new job, or a new way of working or organizing your daily routines. If you worked from home, you might decide to start going to the office or vice versa. It could also mean exploring different approaches to diet and exercise. The South Node in Virgo doesn't necessarily push us to exercise more or follow stricter regimens. That is North Node in Virgo. Instead, it encourages us to find ways of adjusting our lifestyle that feel natural and sustainable for our unique needs. The South Node in Virgo is about achieving maximum efficiency with minimal effort. This isn't about being lazy, it's about being smart and productive. It's about tuning into our bodies. That makes me laugh because it's something else that y'all will hear about soon, I promise you. So it's about being smart and productive. It's about tuning into our bodies, adapting to our unique circumstances, and doing what truly makes sense for us. It's about getting more done with less. Whatever these changes mean will vary for each person. However, with the South Node in Virgo, we're likely to see shifts in how we run our lives and operate on a day-to-day basis. With the South Node in Virgo, our lifestyle will need to align with and support our newly awakened Piscean dream. We will become smarter in how we navigate everyday life, learning to focus on what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. Lunar nodes, the aspects. The aspects of the nodes the aspects the nodes make with other planets during their journey through Virgo Pisces axis will reveal the key themes and events. Sorry, that was my Zoom. Let me know that this meeting is now. I don't know why it does that. So the aspects the nodes make with other planets during their journey through Virgo Pisces axis will reveal the key themes and events we can expect from this transit. And the nodes, especially the North Node in Pisces, will be very active. The most important transits the nodes will engage in are the North Node conjunction Neptune in Pisces, the North Node conjunction Saturn in Pisces, the North Node and South Node square Jupiter in Gemini. First up, North Node conjunct Neptune in Pisces. As soon as the North Node enters Pisces, it applies a conjunction, or right together in the sky, to Neptune. The North Node and Neptune will eventually meet in an exact conjunction on February 7th, 2025, at 28 degrees Pisces. We know that the North Node represents a, quote, more type of energy, amplifying everything Neptune and Pisces stands for, an intense longing to merge with something greater than ourselves, a deep craving for answers or a vision that transcends the mundane. With the North Node and Neptune, we feel there is more to life, and we are inspired to embark on a journey to seek something that brings a deeper meaning to our existence. However, since Neptune is an outer planet and inherently elusive, we might also experience confusion, uncertainty, and a lack of clarity about where to begin or what direction to take. The North Node's nervous energy, combined with Neptune's dreamy and boundless qualities, can manifest as restlessness, insomnia, or emotional and mental overwhelm. Yet, if we can move beyond the overwhelm, the North Node conjunct Neptune has the potential to stir something profound in our soul, a deep longing for connection and a realization that we have a greater purpose waiting to be fulfilled. How we channel this yearning and bring it into tangible form will become clearer later in the transit when the North Node aligns with Saturn. So the next up is North Node conjunct Saturn in Pisces. On April 21st, 2025, the North Node will reach Saturn at 26 degrees Pisces. Some could call this transit the quote wake up call or the quote reality check, since these are key words for Saturn transits. However, given that we are talking about Pisces, the North Node and Saturn conjunction will likely manifest as a strong drive to bring that dream awakened in January and February at the Neptune conjunction into reality. Something like, quote, let's make heaven a place on earth. Oh, that's actually a line from a song. This drive is there, but let's not forget that while the North Node is passionate, it lacks experience. We might not yet know exactly how to proceed, and this is where it's important to stay connected to the other node, the South Node. The South Node in Virgo does what Virgo knows best, pays attention to practical realities and focuses on what actually works in the 3D world. As a result, the South Node in Virgo can help manifest that Piscean vision by using Virgoan methods of expression. This could look like working, South Node in Virgo, steadily and methodically to bring a dream to life. Channeling the North Node in Pisces through rituals like meditation, structured practices, or wellness routines like diet and exercise. Finding solutions, finding practical solutions, which is South Node in Virgo, to support abstract or spiritual ideas. For example, if you want to share your vision with the world, building a website might be a first step. Embracing the South Node in Virgo is as important as answering the North Node in Pisces call. Remember, the two nodes always work together. The lunar nodes square Jupiter. In May of 2025, the nodes will square Jupiter in Gemini, asking us to reassess and readjust our beliefs. If we want to make our dreams come true, which is the North Node in Pisces, but we struggle with implementation, which is the South Node in Virgo, perhaps there are some adjustments to be made. And with Jupiter, it means examining those ingrained beliefs. I say those programs and conditioning, because for me, they are one and the same. But so it means examining those ingrained beliefs we might not even realize we hold. I can only fulfill my dream if I work myself to death. That's a quote. Or I can only succeed if I find a partner / win the lottery. End quote. Whatever narrative you've internalized, this is the time to bring it into the light and work through it. Jupiter in Gemini is the stories we tell ourselves, the ones we've been repeating since forever, because these were the stories we've been brought into. And again, you could read that as programming and conditioning as far as I'm concerned. This is what our family / society / TV told us was the truth. Jupiter is what coaches and psychologists call, quote, mindset, a deeply ingrained framework that holds so much power over our lives. It goes deep. They don't even so deep that we don't even consider questioning it. That's why that Q is still on the wall back there, because that phenomenon did the best thing it could have done for the human race as far as I'm concerned. Question everything, question myself constantly, because the answers will come. Yet, with the nodes squaring the planets of beliefs, that's exactly what we need to do. Question it. Lunar nodes squares are actually amazing aspects full of potentials. Even though squares generally have a reputation for creating tension, however, when it's the nodes squaring a planet, we have an opportunity to really break free from past conditioning. A planet square the nodes solves that karmic puzzle because it approaches the dynamic tension from both angles. The past, which is south node, pardon me, and the future, which is North Node, creating a bridge that helps integrate and resolve the lessons of both. Saturn has been squaring Jupiter for a while, and it's been tough. Jupiter square Saturn pointed to issues, quote, look at this big thing that doesn't work in your life. But it might not have been very helpful in actually helping us move forward. The nodal Jupiter square, however, should do the trick, offering us a real catharsis and release of the unconscious blockages that have kept us stuck in the past. The result? A healthier, more authentic belief system that will empower us to embark on our true soul journey. To get deeper insights into how the lunar nodes transits will impact you, look at the pair of houses where you have Virgo and Pisces in your chart. Additionally, if you have personal planets or angles between 20 and 30 degrees in the mutable signs of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, this transit will be especially significant for you. And if you want to keep up to date with future transits, please make sure that you go to www.astrobutterfly.com. You can find, there will be a link to this very specific article that you can click on, and do sign up for her newsletter, because I got to tell you, I'm not always nudged to record and share her work, and I just adore the way she talks and writes about astrology, because I'm not an astrologer. I'm just learning and teaching myself, and I love her perspective. So please do go over and do that. There's an awful lot of information that you can glean from that website. So that's it for this one. I hope it's been helpful. I hope that you will continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It really, truly is just a matter of your perspective. And if you're not feeling joy in one particular moment, kind of step outside of yourself. Take a look at it from a different angle. You may find a different answer that would bring you a little bit higher joy than a different way of looking at it. If you're seeing this on Sassy Seer Sheila, please do go over and subscribe to New Light Streaming Love, which is where this is going up on here as well. And the same actually for New Light Streaming Love. Go ahead over to Sassy Seer Sheila. I'm not doing much over there, but subscribe in both places. It really doesn't matter, honestly, because I appear in both places, but I may not always put stuff on both places because it takes a lot of time and I have a lot going on. But do subscribe if you feel so led. Until next time, I hope you will be well, my friends.